2027, the election will not be between William Ruto and the opposition. It will be between William Ruto and the people of Kenya. It will be between William Ruto and his crooks. It will be between William Ruto and the desperate Kenyans. William Ruto and the humiliated Kenyans. William Ruto versus the embarrassed Kenyans. William Ruto versus the family of the people who are mourning for the Gen Z's deaths. William Ruto versus the people who are heavily taxed in this country. That is the context within which either ODM joining hands with the Kasongo, they should prepare for.
You cannot allow Ndegwa to do what is.
That is
no, you must be Kenyans. Ashamed of yourself.
It is impossible
when somebody dies, you shower him with praises.
Raila Odinga we know Raila. You cannot own him. He's a Kenyan.
Right. We don't own Raila Odinga. We don't own Raila Odinga, but you're one of the people that cannot come and tell us that today Raila Odinga is.
Thank you so much, Dibal. I have listened to the submissions by my earlier panelists. Some of them I agree with them, especially the analysis by Professor Manyora. And I vehemently disassociate myself with the submissions made by my learned friend, the Senator Chargei, and the submissions made by Frederick. The submissions made by Frederick and my friend Chargei are submissions that lives in oblivion. And they are submissions that tend to advise us on what to do. We have not solicited for their advice as the united opposition. We have not invited for them to vet our friends for us. We are mature enough to know whom to associate with and whom not to associate with. It is clear in our mind that at no given time shall we ever associate with Kasongo. That is our party's position, Wiper, led by His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, and my learned good friend Dr. Makali Mulu has indicated so. At no given time shall we associate with the people who are not just butchering people in Kenya, but also crossing over to to Sudan and assisting the perpetration of genocide of young people, women, children, and everybody else. We shall not at any given time associate with them. On the question of where we are, yesterday it is true, we brought together all the advocates from Mount Kenya. When I speak about Mount Kenya, I speak about Kikuyu region, Embu region, Meru region, and the Akamba region. That is the Mount Kenya as we perceive it today. Whether people from Mount Kenya are good people or are bad people, at least there are people who are committed to making sure that that we change the manner in which this country is governed. So yesterday, all the lawyers came together and they vowed to take or to be involved in each and every step that will lead us to making sure that Kasongo or the one term is realized. Of course, Frederick does not understand the context within which His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua was addressing and referring to Senior Counsel Jimmy Orengo, Senior Counsel Atiende Omolo, Senior Counsel Gienda, and the rest. He was addressing them, he was quoting them, trying to portray a picture of the quality of the leaders who are elected from those regions. He was congratulating them for electing quality leadership. It is in that context that His Excellency was inviting and challenging and making an appeal to the lawyers present to present their candidature for all the elective seats coming in the coming general election. Because we are focused in making sure that we have quality legislators in parliament. It is as a result of the failure to have quality legislators that bills like the Cybercrime Act, the Land Act, the National Commission Act, the provisional bills are enacted. It is as a result of failure to have quality legislators that Kasongo has become a god unto himself. He has completely mutilated all the oversight institutions, and even them that have the ability to oversight, like Dr. Makali Mulu, their voice has been suppressed. One, by the majority of the Togeges in parliament. Number two, by the act of the speaker to defeat any other dissenting voice that does not rally behind the voice of the oppressors. It is in that context that His Excellency was quoting those very able legislators from Nyanza. I have heard my learned friend Mr. Chargay indicating that there are people who ought not to be entertained in Bondo. His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, rais wa awamu ya sita ya Jamhuri ya Kenya, invited all lawyers to accompany him to Bondo to pay a homage to the family of his foreign friend. And then we cannot be told that Charagay is the one who is going to vet those who are going there and those who are not going to go. He has no history where His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka and our fallen hero, he has no history of the path and the distance they have covered together. Raila Odinga was not a Luo. Raila Odinga was not an ODM party leader. Raila Odinga was a Kenyan. Raila Odinga was a Kenyan leader.
The same person you call octogenarian.
And it is on that basis, therefore, that people from all walks of life are paying homage to the family of His Excellency Raila Odinga. May his soul rest in the eternal peace. As I sum up, the analysis that was given by Professor Manyora, there can never be an objective analysis such as that one. The coming together of the Western region and the Mount Kenya region and the Coast region will automatically send Kasongo home. The numbers speak clearly. They shout the high heavens that we, the opposition, we have the number that it takes to do what is necessary for us to rescue this country. And of course, you have heard what now Kasongo is speaking about. He has lost the script. He's now begun his normal script of insults, humiliation. He has said, sisi hatuna akili, sisi hatujui mipango, hatuna agenda. And we are saying it's okay. We do not have the akili ya kuua watu. We do not have the akili ya kuibia Kenya. Hatuna akili ya kupora mali ya umma. Hatuna akili ya kushika watu mateka. It is true. We don't have those, hatuna hiyo akili. And therefore, when you say that the opposition do not have the akili of doing what he is doing, it is right. We don't have the akili ya corruption na kuibia watu katika nchi ya Kenya. On the question of the invitation by Frederick to the four leaders of East Africa to try and caution their fellow dictator in Tanzania, again, that is a pipe dream. Again, it's a joke, because there is no dictator who is bold enough to call out the other dictator. There is no butcher like Kasongo and the rest who can call out their fellow butcher. So to think that Kasongo can be the first one to raise a voice against Samia Suluhu, then you must be living in a dream of your own. I was surprised to hear and to learn, to see the tweet that was done by Charagay, congratulating Samia Suluhu. It is not possible in history, in political history, and I'm sure Professor Manyora and Dr. Makali Mulu, who are well versed, and of course Professor Naituli, who are well versed with more information than we are. It is not possible that you can return a vote of 97.2%. It is not possible. It tells us that even the ballots that we saw being thrown left, right, and center in Tanzania, they were counted. It is not possible. And therefore, when you hear Charagay congratulating Samia Suluhu, you must realize that that's a group that is made of people who do not believe in democracy. people who do not believe in the rule of law, people who do not believe in the possibility of change. And therefore, I want to sum up by saying that we are marching. Our focus is clear, our fear is gone, and our purpose is to rescue this country. We have agreed in unison that we shall not allow fear to lead us. Number two, we have also agreed that we shall not afford to fail ourselves and fail the future generation. At least one of us must succeed. Either ourselves we succeed and the future generation fails, or we make it easy for the future generation to succeed, or we all succeed. But we shall not entertain failure anymore. The final thing that we have agreed, and those are policy issues, that we, at no given time, shall we ever allow our country to be misgoverned and to have a president in the nature and the character of Mr. William Ruto. Those are the agreements that we have agreed. It's the agreement that the people of Kenya have agreed. And therefore, when he goes to Western and says that Raila Odinga ndiye alikuwa anamuogopa sana, and I have not heard people raising voices, unasema nini kweli? What is it that you know we do not know? Could it have been possible that there's something that happened to make sure that the competitor is no longer present to compete? I do not know. Those statements, in my view, are not innocent statements. They are statements that can be elaborated by the linguistics to clearly understand what he meant, of course, coupling together with the body language. But the most important thing to say is that in 2027, the election will not be between William Ruto and the opposition. It will be between William Ruto and the people of Kenya. It will be between William Ruto and his crooks. It will be between William Ruto and the desperate Kenyans. William Ruto and the humiliated Kenyans. William Ruto versus the embarrassed Kenyans. William Ruto versus the family of the people who are mourning for the Gen Z's deaths. William Ruto versus the people who are heavily taxed in this country. That is the context within which either ODM joining hands with the Kasongo, they should prepare for. And I am surprised to hear,
Dibal, you cannot allow Ndegwa to do what he's doing.
Dibal, I'm finishing Dibal.
Finish.
It is surprising to hear that somebody like Sifuna, who wrote the document, the memorandum of understanding, executed it and drafted it.
Please.
Executed and drafted it. And we have also seen it, that someone like Frederick can be the person to lecture Sifuna. Sifuna has indicated that I know the context, I know the content, I drafted it. Baba himself quoted that Sifuna is the one who drafted that agreement. So who are you to tell us that the dictates of the memorandum can now change in the absence of Raila Odinga?
Frederick Okango has not lectured Sifuna. Frederick Okango has said Sifuna has a right to say what he has said as a politician and a leader. You know, you don't listen. Number two, stop crying more than the bereaved. You are the same person here who, despite Raila Odinga, today you are crying crocodile tears. Please, Ndegwa, shame on you. There are things that you cannot come here and tell us, and we have to listen to you.
Okay. You know, Dibal, Frederick cannot say that is more
no, you
more
must
than
be
Kenyan.
Ashamed of yourself.
It is impossible
when somebody dies, we shower him with praises.
Raila Odinga
we know Raila.
You cannot own him. He's a Kenyan.
Right. We don't own Raila Odinga. We don't own Raila Odinga, but you're one of the people that cannot come and tell us that Raila Odinga is.
All right, I mute all of you so that we can have at least